right here. Now we're inside my paint booth. Put the microphone back. What you're looking at right here, we're inside my paint booth, so it's kind of a tight squeeze. But what I did, I went ahead and painted the truck bed. I painted the whole side of the truck bed. Thank you. An 18-wheeler. I painted the whole side of the truck bed and I blended the paint into the door. Now, right in this area is a little bit dry, okay? Now that's going to happen when you blend the paint. So when you blend the paint, you're going to get a dry spot wherever you blended it. And that is what causes you to have to color sand and buff, okay? So what we got to do is we got to color sand all the dry out. And we're going to go ahead and color sand the bedside as well. And then we'll go over it and we'll color sand it. We're going to start at 1500 and then we're going to work our way down to 4000. Now the reason I use 4000 is because the buffing comes out a lot better and it's a lot quicker and you use a lot less material buffing a car out when you take it to 4000. Now you always want a nice clean bucket of water, okay? And a good sponge. Make sure the water is clean and it doesn't have no dust particles in it or anything, and always use a nice clean sponge, okay? I'll push that out of the way. And we're going to start right in this area here, and all we're going to do is we're just scuffing it down to get the little trash specks out. Watch what I'm doing here. So you really don't have to do a lot of sanding, okay, on a vehicle like this. And all I'm doing is getting the dry out of the paint where I blended it. I'm going to take my squeegee. And I can see that it's going to need more sanding in some areas and no sanding in others. Now what I do is I use 3 full wet coats of clear when I paint, okay? And what that does is that gives it an ample amount of clear to color sand so you don't burn through the clear. And it also gives it a nice deep shine because we're not going to buff this whole thing. We're just going to spot buff it. We're going to buff this door, and then we're going to come back and buff the bedside, and that's all we're going to do. I'm not going to buff up higher and around the and I'm also not going to buff down on the bottom of the door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this color sanded down as well. And this type of sanding job is a pain in the ass because water goes everywhere. And if you use a good quality clear, it should color sand out very, very well. Trevor, I told you I'm making an instructional video here. Hey, you want to come over here and say hi to everybody? Come on, part-timer. Here you go. Go ahead. Come here. No, come here, bud. Come here. Come here and tell everybody what we're doing, bud. Okay, stand right here because nobody can see you hide behind the truck.
We're wet sanding.
Okay, what we're doing is we're wet sanding this to do what?
For a guy?
For a guy? No, we're wet sanding it so we can buff it.
Oh, so you can buff it.
Okay, now can you walk back down there please and sit down like a nice little part-timer swamper, okay?
Okay.
And that's what it's like here on Saturday. See, that's what I got put up with on Saturday. Because part-timer's back in school and he doesn't come down here every day anymore. That right, part-timer? So I'm going to go over it one more time. And see, we don't even have to buff it up here because it looks really, really nice, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead just so it'll all blend in. And look, so let's take a look at that and see what we got. And then we're ready for part-timer there. What's up?
Nothing.
Can you go get Manny? We're ready to pull the color out so we can buff it out, bud. So if you look at the finish now, after we buffed it out, you can see, if you look real close, you can see the reflection of that chair. Now this is buffed down to 4,000, okay? And what that does, that saves you a lot of considerable, a lot of time. And we won't have to buff this out. If you look at the light there, you can see the light, follow the light. And it just makes it very, very nice. Look at the shine in that door, and I ain't even buffed it. I got the dryness out of it. I got the overspray out of it. I brought it back to its original finish. And all we got to do now is a light buff job on it. And the lucky... Now, if Minnie could get the camera down here, you can see the shine that we got. Can you get the camera down? Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. And that's due to the fact that I color sanded it down to 4,000. Okay. Now what I got to do is I'm going to go ahead and spot buff this. I'm going to blend my buff into the paint up here. I didn't blend the paint. I went ahead and painted that whole section over there. I'm going to come down here and spot blend. I'm going to blend buff all this. And I'm going to get that door, and we should be done with this. Minnie's going to wash it up. We're going to take a good look at it and go over and review what we just did.
And then go to lunch, probably.
Thank you, Trevor. Did you just have to tell everybody that it was lunchtime?
No.
Are you hungry?
I didn't say it was
Are
lunchtime,
you hungry?
man. I didn't say it was lunchtime. I said after you're done with all that
Okay.
stuff.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying by the time we get this done, it'll be lunchtime.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you need to say.
I
All right.
said that.
Anything else?
No.
Can I get this done now?
Yeah.
Got your safety glasses on.
Oh, man, what about my,
There you go.
oh.
No, we're not welding.
No, what about my, bib? Whatever you call
You
it.
don't need that because you're standing out there BSing with Minnie today.
Oh, okay.